Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're working on this 2012 Nissan Xterra. We're going to be replacing the transmission screen or filter, whatever you want to call it. It's a screen on this car, and also dumping its fluid as you have to do and replacing it. We're going to be using a Napa filter, part number here so you guys can see it right there. Just a typical screen as you would see for this car. We'll see that in a little bit. Comes with a gasket. Not sure if it's as good as the factory one or not. This drain pan actually has a 19mm drain plug on it, so we'll drain up that first, and then 10mm bolts all around the pan. So we'll get to that and show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, so right out here in the back corner on the passenger side, we had that drain plug that we're going to remove. Just crack it open, then it should pretty much fall freely. Go ahead and let that come on down. As you can see, this stuff's probably looking a little brown on us, but that's alright. So here's a little visual reference on this blue sheet, what it would look like. So I know it's a little hard to see, but so now it gets a little trickier. It's not too bad since the pan's empty. Unlike a lot of cars that don't have the drain plug, we got these last four. Just ease it on down the pan. There should be a magnet in there that needs to be cleaned off. Inspect that for any abnormal particulate that shouldn't be on there. Just kind of hold up the back of this pan while you're undoing these front ones so you don't bend your pan. Not much to it. I mean, even if you let go of it on this car on the back, it'll get caught on those cross supports, so it won't be too bad. Right, one more. You can see it's not taking much effort to hold this. And that's all the bolts. We'll just ease this on down. And there's be some residual fluid, just drain that on out. Be careful not to hit anything that you shouldn't. We'll go look at it, clean it off, and show you what I was talking about. Alright guys, so here's our pan. As you can see here, it's got 2 magnets in it. They'll have some metal on them. It's not bad on this car. So we want to clean those off, most importantly, and then also just wipe the pan out. It's the best thing to do. Just get all the junk and all you can off of it. Here you can see this one. That's the bottom of the magnet. There's the top. Just ordinary wear, no large particles, nothing abnormal, so we're good there. So just clean this off really well, because any metal that stays on it is less metal that can be picked up by the magnet. These things will eventually only hold so much metal on there, and then the particulate just floats around in the fluid more than it should. Doesn't taste nothing, it's not rocket science, just wipe it on off. This pan actually has this second one right here. A lot of pans only have one, so just clean them both off really well. You know, I'm not much of a Nissan guy myself, but I'm actually impressed with how open it was under there to get this pan. Had the drain plug, 2 magnets in it. It was quite nice. Now, I've replaced it in several other vehicles. It's not nearly as easy to do all that, especially like a 2011 Yukon. Got all sorts of stuff in the way. Got to take things off just to lower the pan. Poor design, but from a maintenance perspective. Right, so we're just going to wipe this off. Might even take some brake clean or something to it. Might not. Especially clean off around where those magnets were. There's probably going to be some metal just caked on there. Just get it pretty clean. The factory gasket on here too. I haven't decided if I'm going to mess with it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just going to take it off. It's nothing special. It's just plastic. I'll use the one that came in the kit to replace it with. I do like the factory gasket on the GM vehicles I worked on. They have like a metal support through the center of it, and they're reusable. I'm not sure about this one on this Xterra. One of you guys might comment and tell me. So we'll just get this clean. And one thing I'm not sure if I mentioned ahead of time, before you go drop in your pan and drain the fluid, just make sure the new gasket and filter that you got, especially the gasket, lines up with all the bolt holes on your pan. We did that off camera, I think, and that was done. Just make sure it lines up, get everything clean, and you should be good to go. I have decided we're going to do some brake clean on here. Just spray it off, nothing special. It's not going to hurt anything. Spray off the outside too. You know, that way you can better see if you got anything that needs correction. Wipe her on off. You know, it's probably not the best for the paint, but it's not a big deal where I am. Things don't rust too much. Just make sure it's clean. Another thing you want to watch out for on some pans is that right here, where all the bolt holes are, if you over tighten it, they can, you know, kind of bulge up, and you want to make sure that that's not happening. But, you know, coming from the factory, never been serviced before, you should be good there. You know, you can feel it. Make sure where your gasket's going is really clean, especially. And she's good to go. Just get the new gasket, line it up, make sure it fits on the table, and then bolt. So also in here it's 10 millimeter. Just get them on off. I don't know if there's anything up under any of these, like any springs or anything. Just be careful. It's also not a bad idea while you're under here, just inspect everything for any damage or abnormal looking materials. Any, like this wire in the back, you probably can't see. Just make sure it's not rubbing or anything like that. Alright, so they are multiple mismatched size bolts. Keep that in mind. You don't want to mix that up. I can't imagine you really could mix it up. These ones here are just so much longer that they wouldn't even fit in the smaller ones. Alright, yes, we finally got the screen down, and we probably didn't have to replace this. We are, just because we're already in here, might as well. You might choose to inspect it on your car and replace if necessary. Wasn't on this, but we got a new one, so we're putting it on. One helpful hint y'all might find is that these studs that stick down for some reason are kind of loose. I don't know why, but so I just kind of kept this filter loose and then shoved it into the thread on there so I can tighten it down. Seemed to work well on one of them. We'll see what happens on the rest. So we got one left. We'll see if we can do anything to get that on there. Tighten down. Maybe. Yeah, I think that, well, we'll see. And the third one. So you should be able to tighten those down without any issue if you work it right. After getting all the nuts and bolts on, just tighten them down. I'm not sure what the torque spec is, so that's pretty good. That ain't coming off, I hope. Just kidding, it's fine, guys. Just next, you just want to clean off where the pan gasket's gonna sit. Wet a rag and spray it clean. Should work good. Got it on there, on the rag. Just wipe it off. This surface is pretty clean. Most cars are. They're fairly new. And also wipe off the frame here. We can do this last. Just go ahead and get a little more clean. Got the pan. New gasket, you know, I'll situate that properly. Put a few bolts through it just to hold it in place where I need it to. Snug them up and it'll be good to go. So as you can see here on the edge, the bolts just kind of grip into the gasket, so it'll hold it. You can put a few in, 3, 4, 5, however much you want. Just get it lined up when you're putting the pan onto the transmission. I'm personally going to do the 4 corners and then, you know, possibly possibly the middle of the side or two, depending on what it looks like. So we got that. I'm just going to rest the back of the pan on these cross struts while I raise this up. Start this front corner and the back corner. Sorry, I'm in the way. And that's pretty good. Alright, so I got most of them started. We'll start putting the rest in, and then just tighten them down. 10 foot-pounds, something like that. Just whatever feels pretty good. You should probably use a torque wrench and do it to whatever specification. Just don't over tighten it. You can bend the pan, cause leaks. So just be mindful. So we got her all tightened down. Gonna replace the drain plug back into the, just screw it back into its spot. And fill her up with fluid. Just snug it up. Don't have to go crazy on it and mess it up. Just a good snug. I'm gonna wipe this all down just a little bit. Get any fluid off of here. Hey guys, it's time to fill up the transmission with fluid. Here's what the dipstick looks like. Uses a 10mm bolt to keep that on. As you can see, it bolts right there. It's located down there. Just pull it out and we'll fill it up from there. Today we're using the Valvoline Max Life ATF. That's the Dex Merc on LV on the back. Nissan / Infiniti Matic D, J, K, and S. We need the Matic S specification. So this should work for us. I don't know how much it'll take. I have 6 quarts. I'm going to put in probably 3 or 4, see where that puts us, and it'll probably take 5 or so. I'm not sure. Alright, so we just put the funnel in. It's pretty simple. Just release the tab here that keeps it sealed. Pour in some fluid, however much you think it needs. Just don't overfill it. Too much fluid's a bad thing. Alright, so we put in 1 3 quarts now. See where that puts us. It's got a hot and cold line on here to tell you about where it should be. Then we'll cut it on, let it run a little bit, put it in gear and drive and all that jazz so that we can Make sure we have enough fluid with it running. Then we'll check it over the next few days just to make sure we got enough. Well, she's got plenty of fluid, it feels like. We'll see. At least to crank it up, I mean. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope it helps somebody. It's basic car service to most people. Just one thing like I did, some of you keen observers might have caught, I forgot to put the magnets back into the transmission pan. I realized that as soon as I got all the bolts on. I didn't show on camera, taking it back off and putting the magnets in, but I did. And just the little things, keep track of what you've done. And the car would have been fine without it, but you know, over a long period of time, you want to keep those magnets in there to collect the metal. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. Visit my channel. I hope to have more videos coming in the future. And you have a great one. Thank you.